Hello students, I Manoj welcome you back to Social Studies class. Today I am going to explain to you lesson number 2, Motion of the Earth. In this video I have covered rotation of the Earth, revolution of the Earth, circle of illumination, summer solstice, winter solstice and equinox. Have you students noticed that the toys that you play, such as tops or discs, rotate on their own spindle? Look at this top. It seems as though a line is running through the center of the top. However, when the top stops spinning, the line vanishes. The Earth too has an axis which passes through the north and the south poles. The Earth also spins around its axis. Can you spot the difference between the Earth's axis and the axis of the top? The axis of the top is vertical, but the axis of the Earth is slightly tilted. It is at an angle of 23.5 degrees. So, the spinning of the Earth around the axis is called rotation. The rotation of the Earth always takes place in the same direction, that is from west to east. Do you know how much time the Earth takes to spin around the axis once? Yes, it takes 24 hours to spin around this axis. And the speed of this rotation is approximately 1670 kilometers per hour. Now let's do an experiment. Take a ball and a torch. Shut the doors and windows of the room so that there is darkness. Flash the light on the ball. You will see the side of the ball facing the torch receives light while the opposite side remains dark. Similarly, when the Earth rotates around its axis, only half of its surface faces the sun. The portion that faces the sun receives light and experiences day, and the portion in darkness experiences night. Have you imagined, students, what would happen to the Earth if it stops spinning? If it stops rotating, the areas experiencing day and night would be permanently fixed. That is, the areas facing the sun would have permanent day and the areas facing the other side of the sun would have permanent night. Do you know what the circle that divides the day from the night on the globe called? It is called the circle of illumination. This imaginary line separates light from the darkness and day from the night. When the sun is overhead at any point of the Earth's surface, the time at that place is 12 noon. As the Earth moves from the west to east, the dark half gradually faces the sun. This movement produces dawn and dusk, the period of diffused light between day and night. The part of the day just before the sun rises in the east is called dawn, and the part of the day when the sun sets in the west and there is still some light is called dusk. Can you give another name for dusk? Another word for dusk is twilight. Now we move on to the second motion of the Earth, that is revolution. The Earth moves around the sun in the fixed elliptical path. This path is called the orbit. The Earth moves in the orbit at the speed of 30 kilometers per second. All planets also move around the sun in fixed orbits. Each planet has a different orbit so that they don't bump into each other. The distance between the sun and the earth remains the same throughout the year. The movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. What is the difference between the earth's rotation and revolution? The spinning of the earth on its axis is called rotation, while the movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The speed of this revolution is approximately 1780 kilometers per hour. The Earth takes 365 days, 6 hours and 8 minutes, that is 365 1/4 day, to complete one revolution around the Sun. That is why a year has 365 days. Though the Earth takes 365 1/4 day to complete one revolution around the Sun, we take 365 days as 1 year. The remaining 1/4 day are added to the year after every 4 years. The year with 366 days is called a leap year. To which month in the leap year do we add this extra day? Yes, in a leap year we add the extra day to February. The Earth's axis is always inclined in the same direction at an angle of 23.5 degrees to the vertical. This inclination of the Earth's axis together with the Earth's revolution around the Sun causes season. Summer, winter, autumn, spring, and of course, yes, the monsoon. So the seasons are caused due to the tilt of the Earth's axis and revolution and rotation of the Earth. The equator divides the Earth into two halves known as hemisphere. In position A, the northern hemisphere is more tilted towards the Sun than the northern hemisphere. Thus, in this position, the northern hemisphere is hotter and experiences summer. Meanwhile, the southern hemisphere experiences winter. In position B, the sun's rays falls directly on the southern hemisphere while they fall on the northern hemisphere in the slanting manner. What season will the southern hemisphere have when the Earth is in the position B? When the Earth is in position B, the southern hemisphere will be hotter and it will be summer there. Meanwhile, the northern hemisphere will experience winter. Equi means the equal and nox means night. Equinox is the time when all places on the earth have equal duration of day and night. Each year on 21st March, the spring equinox, the sun shines directly on the equator. Again on 23rd September, the autumn equinox, the sun shines directly on the equator. So these days, sun is exactly above the equator, which makes day and night of equal length. Sol means the sun. Solstice means the standing still of the sun. Solstice is either of the two times of the year at which the sun reaches the highest or lowest point in the sky at midnight. In the northern hemisphere, June 21 is the longest day, marking the start of summer season, while December 21 is the shortest day, marking the start of winter season. Have you heard about the land of midnight sun? In Norway, Europe, the sun does not set from mid-May to the end of the July. This means that sun rises and sunset are simultaneous, so the sun is seen even at midnight. Let's recap what we have learned today. Rotation of the earth. Rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. Days and nights takes place because of rotation. The axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, has axis tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. Revolution of the earth. Revolution is the second type of motion of the earth. It is the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit. revolution causes the change of seasons. It takes 365 days and 6 hours to revolve around the sun. Equinox on 21st March and 23rd September, direct rays of the sun falls directly on the equator. During this period, the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights. This is called an equinox. Winter solstice. On 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn gets direct rays of the sun as the south pole tilts towards it. It is summer in southern hemisphere and winter in northern hemisphere. This is called winter solstice. Summer solstice. The earth goes around the sun in an elliptical orbit. The nights are longer than the days of the winter season. This position of the earth is called as the summer solstice. We have come to the end of this lesson. Today, students, I want you to read your textbook thoroughly. Watch this video several times. In your notebook, draw the diagrams given in your SS textbook. Thank you.